Welcome to the Playback Podcast, presented by Carrie, your weekly podcast featuring America's favorite dancers, hosted by America's favorite road warriors. We are your hosts, Jocelyn, Kristyn, and Olivia. We had 4 or 5 shows. No, we had 9.
We had 9
Whoa.
shows. We're thinking about the weekend prior.
No, this past weekend we had 9 shows, which this was our last big weekend.
Big.
We're cutting it down a little bit.
Yeah. We have a weekend off coming up.
Happy Memorial Day to all of you. Enjoy. Get some sun. Use some sunscreen.
Please. That's good. And then we close out the season with a couple more shows and then Battlegrounds.
Battlegrounds.
Battlegrounds is going to be
So
lit.
exciting. We have cool stuff happening at Battlegrounds too. It's not just a competition. There's some fun guest performances, some
drop.
podcast stuff happening. So if you're at Battlegrounds, stay tuned. And if you're not, and if you're local and you have that weekend off,
Show up.
Come watch. It's crazy.
It's
I know.
awesome.
I know some parents who are like, I think we're just going to come to watch. And I was like, you should 100%.
There's a lot of staff, too, that are just coming to hang out and watch.
Yeah.
I did that
High
last
energy.
year. I sat in the back row and just watched all day Sunday.
Yeah.
Literally.
It's good. Can't wait.
It's so good.
All right. Well, let's hop into our picks for the week.
Okay. I was in San Jose, which I haven't been in San Jose in a while. So I was very excited to see some of these clients that I haven't seen in a very long time. I don't even know where to start. Okay. I think I'm going to start with Carrie Fock from Triple Threat Performing Arts because she's a senior and I don't understand how that happened. When did she grow up? Who allowed it? First of all, because what the heck? I think the last time I saw her was maybe 4 years ago at that one Pigeon Forge Nationals.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like,
Dang, they fly out there?
They did.
Yeah,
for that
they
one year. It was
did.
cool.
Kind of fun.
that was a really cool Nationals. She did a solo act 150, Bitter Earth, Croissant Feet. She always has them. I love them. They're fantastic. They just say, and you're just like, wow, that's so beautiful. I wrote down that she has a choreography that just suits her completely for her strengths, her beauty so well. It's that classic lyrical that just makes you go, you know, you're like watching and you just like feel good while you're watching her do her solo choreography. And you're just like, you're beautiful, stunning, magnificent. Do more, like continue. Let's make your solo 6 minutes. I would continue to watch. Like you're just sitting there and you're just like, wow, dance is beautiful when she dances. I don't know how else to describe her.
No, she's stunning. She's always been stunning. And I haven't seen her in the last year either. So
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Oh my God, it was stunning. She had 2 solos, but this one was my favorite, Bitter Earth.
That song, I just love that song.
It's
too.
just so
Classic.
beautiful. And then she has the most beautiful lyrical choreography and it just feels good. Thank you, Carrie. Killing it. Congratulations on graduating this year. I'm going to miss ya.
Okay. I got to check out a couple different shows. I wasn't out on a competition this weekend, so I got to watch a couple live streams and tune in from Carr Riverside. So just to give you guys some backstory, we had Riverside 1, Riverside 2, Redondo Beach 1, Redondo Beach 2, all Carr shows.
Yep.
Dang.
So
A lot
Crazy.
to cover.
Crazy. So I'm going to kick off with 375 Trainwreck. This is from Heart Academy of Dance, and this was actually sent in by our staff as a recommendation throughout the weekend. So you know when that dance is still on stage, if I'm getting messages about it, I'm like, okay, this is going to be a good one.
Yeah.
They were in that elite large group 12 to 14 category. It was that song Trainwreck. We've heard it a million times at competition. I loved the way that this choreographer used their dancers for this performance. Their formations, and I feel like there was so many moments of like stop motion moments where
Okay.
like they were like okay with being still, and then they'd like get into like almost like the hardship of a train wreck. And so they're like thrashing, they're crashing, doing all the things, and then they'd have like moments of just like being poised and just like almost like the stillness of like that moment before you get into a car accident where it's like, you know, I don't know, have you
Yeah.
ever been in an accident where
Yeah.
it's like that moment of like it feels like it lasts 5 minutes, but it's like
slow-mo.
literally a fast
Yeah.
instant. I just thought it was done so well. I want to shout out Savvy. She kind of kicked off that performance with like a little solo part in the beginning. And I feel like she's such a storyteller in herself. So I feel like that was a great way to start the piece. And then individually, kids started to kind of pop up and do their own choreography. The storytelling was there. The emotion was there the entire time. I can tell why people were reaching out to me about this performance. So just awesome job to Heart Academy. You guys clearly caught the eye of our staff and got yourself an amazing performance. So congratulations to Trainwreck.
So good. I want to start off with a soloist. I was over in Tacoma, Washington with Ultra's last regional show before Battlegrounds. So I was pumped and ready, and I was like, I don't want this to end. So I have quite a few picks, but I want to start off with Lilian Poonak. She's 14 years old. It's 271, Vast and Limitless. This is from Allegro Performing Arts Academy. I wanted to shout her out because our backstage was like, this solo is crazy. He was like, watch it right now, because I was at merch and he's like, turn your head. And so I was like, okay. Her precision and details were unmatched for like a 12 to 14 soloist. She was so, you could tell that she's put in the work for what the choreographer has given her. She like has been determined to get what she's been given, because it wasn't just like any old solo. There's so many intricacies to it that she either had to make her own or get spot on from what the choreographer gave her, and you can tell that she has put in that work. I think this is a solo that you would see on a senior. It's not really a solo that like you'd see on a 12 to 14. She was wearing like an all black costume, but like the bra top part of it was like rhinestone and really cute. So like it was simple, but it was still so like elegant and cool at the same time. I just wanted to shout her out because she obviously caught the eye of our backstage, and he sees all of the routines. Obviously he's right back there, and he was like, turn your head right now, this is such a good this is such a good solo. I was like, okay. And it was towards the end of the weekend because it was a smaller show, and I think when you're able to like stick out just like that, like it was a contemporary solo. How many contemporary solos do we see? I don't know. So good. Just so good.
Yeah,
it's true.
12 to 14, it's like, I feel like that's like the turning point too. It's like you're either gonna be like dialed in on dance, or you're gonna be like, I'm gonna go to high school. And I think this kid is gonna be a dancer for the rest of her life.
Love that.
So,
I love to hear that. Oh my gosh. Okay, I want to switch it up and talk about two group performances from the same studio. The first one is 606, I'm Not Ready for You Now, and 654, Woman Down from Pacific Arts Complex. These two performances to me felt like they were related in some way. Like one of them was kind of like a interesting, like they were wearing all white, wearing wedding bands on stage, and kind of having that like taking it off moment of like, I don't know if I'm ready for this, or keeping it on kind of moment. And I was like, whoa, this is interesting to me. But then Woman Down came on, and they were in all black with black hats, and it was more of like a, you screwed up, dude, like I'ma come after you kind of vibe is what I got from it. And I was like, are these related? I don't know, maybe they're not related at all, but I loved the differences between the two and the intricacies of them together, if that makes sense. Like in the Not Ready for You Now, I'm Not Ready for You Now, 606, it was a very like lyrical vibes, like very stunning movement, very beautiful choreography. Like those kids are strong at Pacific Arts Complex. Like, whoa. I first of all want to know your workout routine. Do you have like a workout class at the studio? Like what's going on? Because all your dancers are buff in like the best way, like dancer bodies, like, ooh, so strong. And then when they came out in A Woman Down, it was more intense and like almost like a fight, and like lots of partner work throughout the entire routine. Like they took off their hats at one point and then just threw them down on the ground, and you could tell they were like mad women, you know, but like rightfully so. Obviously something happened between that performance and I'm Not Ready for You Now to make them pissed off. Like, ugh. I loved it.
That'd be cool if they are related. I wonder too, though, like in other competitions, if like the other one goes first. Like, how,
oh yeah,
that's kind of cool.
Yeah. I don't know. I loved both of them equally in different ways. But as I was rewatching them this morning, I was like, they have to be related in some way. And if they're not, I don't know. Still, It was beautiful. They do a really great job. I was excited. I said Pacific Arts Complex knows how to tell a story.
They're cool.
They're so cool.
Moving over to Carr, Kansas City, I want to talk about a really fun group routine. This was 188.6 from Melrose School of Dance. I love it. I feel like House of Holbein, all that music gets me so pumped.
Oh, 1000%.
And I just feel like it's great for choreography. So I wanted to shout out this studio. They did the Elite Large 12 to 14 first overall winners, so they killed it. Each dancer took on that ex-wife role so perfectly. Obviously, they have us like go down the line and they say who's who, beheaded, death, whatever it is. Each one, perfect choices. I also want to give a shout out to all the girls that were in the performance basically the entire time. They were like the ladies in waiting. They were in their black. They were the best backup dancers to those characters. And they were doing a lot. Like, I feel like it's very easy to focus on the one person that's in the special costume that's having the lip syncing moment. But I was watching everyone and they were killing it. It was really fun to see. You can even hear in the video the audio of the audience freaking out. And it was very high energy the whole time. And it wasn't just like the one teacher that you hear. It was like throughout the audience of people like, yes, and let's go. So I just feel like that, again, gives them an extra oomph to their dance. But yeah, it was just such a great job. And I feel like all those dancers were giving 110% the entire time. So I've never seen this studio before. I don't really get out to Kansas.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I think ever. I've never worked in Overland Park or any sort of Kansas show. So Melrose School of Dance, you guys were so fun to watch. Hopefully I get out to a regional near you pretty soon. But congratulations, dancers. You killed it.
Speaking of House of Holbein, this was from the Dance Project Northwest, number 199. This was a mega group. This is ultra competitive mega group, huge kick line that splits in half and is rotating on stage.
Casual.
So exciting. So high energy. And I just so happened to run down to the table at the time. And I got the full effect of all of the energy right there, close up. All this, every single one of the dancers' faces was spot on. It was just one of those pieces that I know that they were excited to do and they were excited to be a part of. And I just felt like this was one that I kept, like, the studio kept hearing all weekend long in the high points. So congratulations to the Dance Project Northwest. Whatever you guys are doing, you're doing a great job.
Ooh, I love that. I think I saw them at my Portland show. They were good. And they're hype in the audience, too.
They're excited. And we had this big convention center type spot, so it was like echoing, booming. Anytime somebody would cheer, it was echoing in there.
Yeah.
They had to put like the carpet down on the floor because it was so loud.
Oh my gosh.
They get so excited. Can't help it. Okay, the next one I want to talk about, I saw Junlu performing arts this past weekend, and I haven't seen Junlu in a minute. And Junlu knows how to choreograph for the kids.
Oh, yeah.
For those 6 to 8 year olds. She gets it. She is so, I actually went downstairs to go and say, hey, we're ready for you guys to come upstairs. And she was rehearsing one of her groups down there. And the way that those kids are locked in on her voice and her voice only during their little run-throughs beforehand. Oh, wow. Great job, Miss Lou. You're killing it. This one's 479, 5, 6, 7, 8. Obviously. The cutest costumes ever. Like the cutest little kids. They're 6 to 8 year olds and they're literally running on stage like this with the best facial expressions ever. Remember Hey Mickey?
Yes, that performance lives iconically in my brain forever.
Like she just knows how to do minis.
Yeah.
Completely. I want to sit in her rehearsals after watching that one little run through of her performance. But they come on stage and they're like this. They have all the facial expressions. With each choreography, like 8 count, they have a different facial expression. They're jumping into their splits. They are doing kick lines. They are doing partner lifts. They are the most exciting thing that you will ever watch, ever. You want to be giggling and smiling for a routine? You watch Junlu 6 to 8. Primary large group.
100%. Also, it's reminding me of when they had that chicken dance too.
They
and
had
all
a
the little
chicken
chicks.
dance.
It's my favorite. I love it.
Duckies?
Yes, I
Yes.
love
I
them.
saw that at finals last year.
I love it when they do that. It's
They
so
are
fun.
so cute and they are so fun and they're just so excited to be there and they work so hard and you can tell, and their pose at the end or when they yell 5, 6, 7, 8 on stage and then when they jump into their pose at the end and they're like, ah, I eat it up every time. I'm sitting down at the table and I'm just like, yeah, tell me more. Scream louder. Make another facial expression. And then they do. And I'm just like, oh, I love Junlu.
Yeah.
I love Junlu.
They're fun.
Forever. Forever and ever. My favorite. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to hop over to the Car Redondo Beach 2 show. This is number 511, Lose Your Blues from Thrive Dance Center. They won Top Elite Line 12 to 14. I felt like I was watching Footloose, the movie / musical. It was so well done. First of all, they're all repping their Converse and tennis shoes, which
Cute.
I love it when like they come out and I'm like, okay, we're giving like real Broadway. We're giving, you know, it's
not like a dance that's
it's not a
trying to
dance
be-
that's
yeah.
exactly. It's like, okay, we're doing this performance.
Yeah.
Their dancers absolutely killed it. So many strong principal dancers that you could tell are doing the majority of the partner work, the tricks, all of the things. But every single person, I feel like if it was in fact a movie, you could have zoomed in on anyone's face and they were in it. They were committed. They were having fun, which I feel like it's easy at competition to very much like be in your own head and be so worried about a pointed toe. You're in a Converse. You don't got to worry about it. Like it's just, there's like a level of, I think, relief that happens when you give a studio or just dancers in general a fun routine like that. And they just came alive. And I feel like that's why they won, because it was just pure joy and dance, and it was clean. It was
Love that.
entertaining. I feel like you could watch another 3 hours of that just because of everything that was happening.
Book 'em.
Yeah, it was just so good.
New
Book 'em.
movie.
No, literally,
Book 'em in a
it
Book
was.
them now.
I don't know. Maybe they're doing like a Footloose with Julianne Hough round 2. Who knows?
Cute.
I might have just made that up. I might have just lied. That might not be a thing, but it should be.
But it should be now
But
that
it
we
should
said
be.
it out loud.
I just saw,
Manifesting.
speaking of just movies, Elle Fanning was just cast as something in Hunger Games. Did you guys
Oh, no.
see that? Everyone's real
no.
excited about it.
That's
Effie. She's cast as Effie. She's like the white hair. I was like, the Fannings are great.
wait,
for
like
it.
the young version
I
of
think
the what's her name? Elizabeth Banks.
Uh-huh.
It's the young version of her.
Yeah.
That's
So
kinda cool.
Interesting.
Elle Fanning.
I love it.
Yep. Okay, I gotta talk about this one immediately. This is
Immediately.
number 124, Heartbreaker. When I tell you that my neck snapped to the stage when I heard this song.
Oh.
It was a Justin Bieber solo.
Oh, I know the song you're talking about.
Jacob Wolf, age 7.
Age
Love.
7.
The Surge Dance Center. This kid, star. I'm telling you, like, he was baby Justin Bieber. He was in full character. He had like his purple hat with the purple shoes, and it was like just the cutest thing ever. Kaylee and I, the merch girl, were like dying over it, and then he just so happened to walk over to merch after, and we were like, buddy, you are our power performance, so nothing else matters. Like when awards come around, it doesn't matter because you're our winner. This is all that matters right now. And he was like overjoyed. He was like, thank you so much. And his parents were all excited too. So I told him, I said I was going to talk about you. So what's up, Jacob?
I love that.
Future Justin Bieber.
Love
Jacob Wolf. Remember the name.
J Beebs.
JW.
Remember the name.
Remember the name. Okay, the next performance that I want to talk about. Oh shoot, which one is it going to be? It's going to be 522 Emotions, Olivia from Triple Threat Performing Arts. I saw this one side stage. The show this weekend was so smooth. The studios would just come up to our backstage coordinators, Becca and Pierce, and say, just check us in for the whole segment.
Yeah.
And so they did. And so once in a while, you get to enjoy the performances and you get to just sit back and be like, wow, these dancers are incredible. Triple Threat knows tap. Just going to let you know. I'm sure you've heard it before. We've said it a few times. Tammy, wow. And Miranda, wow. So Olivia came out. She did Emotions, like the "You've Got Me Feeling Emotions."
Cute.
Yeah, so cute. But it was like the no music behind it, just all voice. And then obviously some a cappella moments. So there was this moment in this performance where she had an a cappella, like little 30 seconds, right? She hits this turn, comes out of the turn right on the next verse of the song. And I see Tammy across the stage and she's like, yeah, like screaming. And I loved this performance. She was wearing a black, cropped blazer with pants. It was just so good. She reminded me of I don't know if this is just a trend this season, but a mini Annie Hoovera again. If she was a freaking excellent tapper, because her ponytail was so long and it was just going so in the breeze. And I was like, oh yeah, that's Annie's hair right there. It was crazy.
That's such a
But
compliment. Any dancer that gets that is such a
Honestly.
compliment.
Right. And she comes around the side stage to go and say good luck to her friend as she's about to go and be there to cheer her on. And I was like, you were fantastic. I saw Tammy cheering for you and she was like, I never hit that turn in the studio. She's like, and Tammy just switched around my whole choreography on Tuesday. So she's like, I just couldn't hit it, never in studio, but I always hit it on stage. And so like, that was like a really big moment.
Love that.
I couldn't do that.
Sometimes the adrenaline just hits.
Yeah.
Like
It does.
I love it too. I mean, you see the kids' faces when they were trying to do 4 and they hit 5 pirouettes, and like you see the realization in their head where they're like,
wow.
do I stop it or do I keep the momentum going? And sometimes they go for it, sometimes they stop it, whatever it is. But like, or when they nail like an aerial or something that you can tell has been the one thing that trips them up in their brain.
Yes.
Like you can tell in a performance when a dance starts and you see that kid focus on something and then they do that one trick or that one turn and then they completely change their face. And it's like, I mean, I understand that. I used to have things where I'm like, oh, I just have to get to a minute 40, do that trick, and then I can breathe.
It's always an aerial or a turn.
It's always
usually
something.
It's like something like that. You can always tell. And then you also hear the audience like go crazy for them too. So you know it was a moment.
Yeah.
You know that
like
that was
the
that.
audience is like holding their breath. Like the teachers backstage like,
Yes, they are. And it's so fun being backstage because you can see the teachers like they're like holding their breath and like, and then they hit it and they're like, yes, hallelujah. Yeah, she killed it. I love tap. I love the crisp, clear sounds on the stage. Oh, it just fires me up. And she was so fantastic. Her facial expressions the whole time. Like you could tell that she loves this performance and it definitely shows on stage. Rewatching it this morning, I was like, yeah, I have to talk about you, girl. She killed it. Congratulations.
Love it. Okay. I need to talk about this next routine. This is 491 Gosh from 8 Count Dance Academy. They won first overall elite large group 12 to 14 over at that Car Redondo Beach 2 show. From the second it started, I was like, this is cool. This is, you could tell, very mature for that 12 to 14. And I feel like this is where it's like, okay, we're getting to be that elite level. It was very sharp and stylized. I feel like what was cool about it is there was moments where the choreographer almost had the whole group as a whole moving as one.
Okay.
And like there would be also points where like my favorite part, and it's so simple, but like they had all the girls on their backs and they were all just walking and pushing themselves like by laying on their back. But then there was also something happening. It just gave such a cool contrast visual of like they're still turning or they're still doing something over here, but as a whole the group was continuously moving. It was just really cool and different. I also loved the moments where it was like very challenging for the dancers, which normally you wouldn't really touch on this, but I feel like we're in that 12 to 14 age category, and like you said, this is kind of the age where it's like you lock in. So they're pushing these dancers, you can tell they're pushing them outside their comfort zone, and I'd love to see that. I think there's something to be said about choreography that it's like flawless and you're not challenged, but it's beautiful and easy and clean, versus someone who's really working. And I feel like you can tell by this group, shout out to those choreographers, you're challenging them. This was like almost a concert college type of piece where it was different. It was like modern, contemporary. It had those moments of it, but it wasn't what I would typically see on a competition stage. So it was just cool to see these dancers getting challenged and kind of taking the craziness out of it and being so simple. And it was hard choreography. It was good choreography. And I feel like that is what they can continue working on to get to that 15 to 19 first overall level. Because I was just imagining this same group of dancers doing this at age 16, 17, 18. I'm like, oh, this would be cool to see them almost compete it. I don't know if you ever would, but it was just cool. It was different. I loved the style. I loved the sharpness. And I just feel like I never get to see 8 count. I know of them. I get to see like little solos here and there, but I never really get to see their group. So it was cool to see one of 8 count's group. So congratulations, dancers. You guys killed it.
All right. I have one. It's 194 The Pines. This is an ultra-competitive large group from Allegro Performing Arts Academy. I had to touch on this one because it was a power performance, but it was one of those power performances that I could tell that they had been like really wanting, really eager for, because this piece was just mesmerizing across the stage, going back and forth. The choreographer did such a good job that in the power performance commentary, that's the judge touched on that. Like, you did an exceptional job at choreographing this on these dancers. I definitely think that it was unique and fresh and cool, and just like the song itself gave them a lot of opportunity, and they took those opportunities, because there's nothing like when you're watching a piece and you're like, oh, there's so many things that they could be hitting right now, and it's like they really took it there with the choreographer did such a good job. I think this was probably one of, like, in my top 10 season favorites. Definitely a good one. Good job to Allegro Performing Arts Academy.
Wow.
Intricacies. I think like this was the first soloist that I talked about. Like whoever's choreographing their pieces is giving them challenging stuff, and like you were just saying, it's so good for them. Give it to them now, because when they're working dancers, they're gonna have hard choreography too.
Exactly.
So let them learn it now. It's good stuff.
That's fair. Okay, the next one I want to talk about, dancers from Pacific Arts, Ella, 160, Everything I Need. Talk about strong. Everyone on my team was like, we need to understand what her workout routine is, because like she's petite and she looks like she's small, but then she does one arm and it's like ripped all the way down. She turns around, back ripped, and you're just like, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Didn't realize you could beat me up, but okay. This was my favorite solo. Her other solo ended up placing higher than this one, but this one was my favorite because it was just so different. It was so unique and more modern contemporary vibes. And she just is so like, she brings you in with her facial expressions, and it's not much. She doesn't have to do much to bring you in, but she like did all this like movement on the floor. She went up and down so much throughout this, and it was so like ooey gooey, like, oh my gosh. She is stunning. First of all, her technique is absolutely bananas to me. Her leg just goes up and she just holds it there, and she gives you this look like, yeah, and what else? Like, what else do you want me to do with my leg? And then she goes down to the ground into like a split and like comes up and down from it. And it was really the ending that sealed it for me, because it was those slow moments rolling on the floor where she like maintained eye contact with every single judge, and even like myself and my tallier, my MC, and I was just locked in. I was like, tell me more, through the eyebrows. Literally, like Jocelyn would be at the table like, yeah, yeah. I don't know, like she is one to watch. I feel like she could almost be my future star. She's graduating high school this year. Congratulations. Lots of graduating seniors at my show. I think my line of graduating seniors for that elite 15 to 19 age division was like 25 dancers deep, all from 4 different studios. And I was like, wow, this is a big class of graduates for this season. But oh my gosh, they were all so strong. But Ella, wow. I remember seeing you win, I believe it was Miss Teen Dance a few years ago in Anaheim. Yep. And you were strong then, but you're even stronger now. And I can't wait to see what you do with that, because yeah, that solo had me locked in, girl. I was just like, yep. Do more. Come on.
Okay, I have one more that I'm going to talk about. It's technically a trio. I'm going to make all of them my future stars. Okay. Because here's the thing. It's 324Y from South County Dance Company. This was the elite duet trio 15 and up. These 3 girls, I think I'm making up, I don't know. I think they've been dancing together probably their whole lives.
Okay. Probably.
It was like copy paste. It was very cool to see. They were so in sync. They were so individually strong. And that's what I love to see too, is individually, I could picture all of them killing solos. No problem. They have the legs, they have the turns, they have everything they need. When you brought them together, it was so graceful but strong. It was like a more quiet strong, but then they'd like shoot out a leg, and kind of the same thing. You're like, oh, okay, we're hitting those. Yeah. I just loved the moments where they took to like look at each other. I feel like, again, it's easy to like be locked in the whole time and like performing to the audience, that like you lose that connection between dancers. So I loved the moments where it was like they were doing hard tricks or whatever it was, and then they like got a chance to stand there and like look at each other and be like, okay, like this is our last time dancing together. And you could see like it was kind of building, and then at the end they like did that last hug, and I was like, what a perfect lyrical, beautiful performance to what I think signify the ending of their dance career together. So it was just cool, and it just like reminded me that like, okay, we're at the end of the season now, because I think in the beginning of the season you do see those performances, they're not nearly as emotional, or maybe they are, but towards this like last month and a half of the 2025 season is when it gets really real. And so yeah, I wanted to shout out those, I'm assuming, graduating seniors, because they were so beautiful. I feel like any of them could go off and dance and do whatever they want to their heart's desire. But just love seeing those moments where they're getting to just enjoy the friendships, because I think it's easy to think about like the trophies and all the things that you get over your span of competition career, but like those are her people forever. Like those people,
dance friendships last a lifetime.
Forever. So
Literally.
it's just cool. It's just cool to see. So I wanted to shout out those 3 dancers from South County. Gorgeous job. Congrats on your win, but also just congratulations on not me getting choked up.
Just us crying.
I was just gonna say congrats on completing an amazing season and dance career together. You guys are clearly there's a friendship there.
Yeah.
So loved watching
Very
that.
Sweet stuff. Okay, I have 2 more that I have to talk about. I told you I had a lot. I was like,
No, same.
I was feeling this end of the season too. I was like, oh wait, how are we done? So first of all, Groove Nation Performing Arts Center knows how to dance. This specific group of dancers I wanted to talk about, there's 2 pieces that I saw that they did, and everything that they came out on stage with was like, I had to watch. Everybody, I think there was like a consensus about after they saw the first one, it was like, okay, now everybody has to watch these because they were so good. Number 237, Oxytocin, Mad Scientist vibe. They had like a table, and then like there was like a doctor like doing all these things, and it was just really intense, really strong. These dancers are so strong. And then I think they came out with this one first, and this was like what set the tone. This is 232 Pure Love. It ended up getting Power Performance, Supercharged, People's Choice, everything. You have to just watch it. It was one of those pieces that like stuck with everybody. It was just a really, really great piece. Overall, just did really well. This studio is doing incredible work from littles to bigs with their kids. I just think they deserve like a little shout out to themselves. But those are the 2 that I wanted to touch on. Weekend favorites for sure. Wow. And then now I'll give you my future star. My future star is number 355, Man, I Feel Like a Woman. Hayden Shoemaker, age 9. She is from the company Space. This little girl is a star. She honestly reminded me of Alexa Paul a little bit.
Okay.
Like, I feel like they would do like a perfect duet. They're
Cute.
like high energy, but also like super strong and almost like sophisticated for a little kid. Like she walked, I was backstage watching both of her dances. She walked up, checked in herself, and like went on stage just like calm, like just ready to go. Like, and then came alive on stage, was just a little firecracker. She did a contemporary solo a couple numbers before, ran off, got changed, and then came back. Like, I feel like at that age, your teachers are still like kind of checking you in, talking to the people for you.
Yeah.
This kid was dialed in herself. She was ready to go. But I just think that professionalism at 9 years old, it shows what the rest of her career is going to look like. So you are my future star. Can't wait to see where you go.
Wow. Okay, I have a couple more to talk about before we wrap things up. I apologize. The San Jose show, it was huge. It was a 4-day show, you know. Ooh, a lot to cover. The original future star that I wrote down, I have 2 future stars. So sorry. 142, No Need to Argue, Eliana from Pacific Arts. She won first overall. This soloist, she's the definition of strength and beauty and grace. I just feel like that all around the entire weekend, everyone matched that energy. She was stunning. Okay, so I had to be very specific with these notes because I rewatched her video this morning and I was like, whoa, we got to talk about this. She does this part where she comes up from the ground where it looks like she's moving in rewind motion. She comes up to a leg versus the leg going up and her going to the ground.
Cool.
And it literally had me like, oh, huh? How did you do that? Because naturally, my thought when I'm choreographing something is like a leg, okay, now we're going to the ground. But it was almost like that Molly Gray mindset.
You quote it all the time.
Yeah.
And it's so true.
No, it's so true. And I don't even know how it's possible that she like got up from the ground and got the leg up to the tilt moment. I was just like, huh, strong. Pacific Arts Complex, strong. Eliana had this like cute little Southern accent. And she like said her full name when she won first overall, and her peers were giggling about it. Her teacher giggled about it. And I just thought that was so sweet. And I know that we get a couple more seasons with her. So I'm excited to see how much better she can get because she's already so fantastic. Like her costume was so cool. It was like black and like velvet, but it was like cut out and like had this like shiny fabric, but it was mesh here. And I don't understand, but it was a really cool costume and a really fantastic choreography for her. They just do cool stuff there. They're cool.
Yeah.
I want to like go and sit in on one of their classes, like when they're choreographing something, because I'm just so curious how their process works. Okay, the last one I want to talk about, 166 Tiny Dancer. This is Kyrie from Triple Threat Performing Arts, another senior. She had me in a chokehold with her white tap shoes, white costume. I love a different colored tap. It fires me up. I can't believe she's a senior as well. I feel like I've watched her grow up on the Car Rainbow Ultra stages the past like 6 years or so. I saw her in the wing and I saw her in her all white and I was like, oh, I have to watch. I can't leave this table. Nope. She came out. She kills it. I couldn't be a judge because I was never a good tap dancer. A shuffle ball change was great for me. A pullback, yeah, sure. But the things that they do there, wow, blows my mind every single time. The sounds are so crisp and clear. I can't even talk because I'm so excited that I got to see all these tap performances this weekend. Like, I wasn't even upset because every night we had to redo the tape on the Marley because the tap was just so good that they were tapping digging in to the tape on the Marley.
Those sounds.
I didn't even care. I loved it. I ate it up. The venue peeps were like, this is the most tap we've seen all season. And I was like, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Like literally, it was like I was eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner with all the tap that weekend. Congratulations, Kyrie. You killed it. I didn't get to see American Pie, but I did talk about it a few weeks ago when they performed at the Rainbow event. I think it was Santa Clara. I could be wrong. Don't quote me. But this time they brought out their graduation caps and the 3 girls, and I guess there were a lot of tears. So I watched it this morning. There was definitely tears. I had to turn it off because once I see one tear, I'm crying too. And then my mascara is running down my face and then I can't film. I told them that on stage.
Yeah.
I want to say a few girls were crying and I was like, don't do it. Don't do it because I will cry too. And then I'm done for. And no one else can do awards. I'm emotional with them.
That's fair. Honestly, I cry almost every weekend.
Like when
And
it
it's
comes to the
different
When we
seniors,
have our own kids, though, it's like if
No.
we're crying about other people's children, it's like what I don't.
half of
even
these
know.
kids I don't even know them,
Same.
and I see them come off stage. Like I saw Ella and Mariska hugging after their like last group performance, and I could tell that they were really emotional. And I was like, I can't. Like I was literally like putting my hand, like I don't want to see. I can't because I will start blubbering, and I don't even know you guys that well.
Yeah.
But I will cry too.
Yeah.
The moment one tear falls, it's over.
It's because it's a feeling we all understand.
Exactly.
true.
Yeah. That's
We
why
love
at
dance.
finals, like after showcase, I'm a mess.
A mess.
Every year. Like I cry so hard. Even even when we're like crowning title and it's like that 6-year-old gets that crown, I'm like, she's so
She
happy.
works so hard.
She's so happy. She trains so hard. Like it's just
It's true.
It's true. And it's like at the end of the day, yes, it's dance. Don't make fun of us. It's their whole life.
It's
Like
so much more than dance.
exactly.
It's not just the 2 minutes that they're on stage.
Exactly.
It's so much more.
It's the work ethic that they are getting day in and day out, showing up, doing something that sometimes is hard. Sometimes you don't feel like dancing. Sometimes you don't feel like working as a team. And it's just all those things lead up to those big moments.
Yeah.
And yes, they'll remember those big moments forever, but it's like all those little tiny victories along the way.
Yeah.
And the people
like,
that get to experience those things with them, like their school friends don't understand like how hard they worked.
Yeah.
Like their dance friends like see them blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah.
Their dance
Exactly.
families.
That's yeah.
It's like good
We
stuff.
love dance.
If you're
you
thinking
guys.
about enrolling your child in dance, this is why you should.
This is why you should. The lifelong memories,
Yep.
the tears, the bonding. It builds us.
It's true. It really does.
Yeah.
I think even if you don't dance anymore, people will always say like, I'm a dancer.
Yeah.
It's we identify ourselves in that way because it is such a deep part of who we are as people. Look at us getting so emo and deep on the podcast.
It's the end of the season. We're seeing all these beautiful graduating seniors make their way to their graduation days, and we've seen them grow up. So we don't know them that well, but we've seen them grow on our stages.
Yeah.
All right, let's go through with a studio highlight. I have to highlight the Dance Academy of Puyallup. They did a production number that was a full performance. It was number 366 and Juliet. And I just heard about this. This is a newer musical, but I heard about it when one of my students that I taught years ago went and saw it on Broadway. And so when I saw this on the Ultra stage, it was so exciting. And I got to like actually see what the story was about and how cool it was. They took that production to the next level. Prop parents on it.
Yeah.
They had the big Anne Juliet sign made. All like the props in this city were already insane, but this took it to the next level.
Wow.
Just brilliant. They did such a great job. They won. They killed it. It was our last number of the weekend, so it really went out with a bang.
Yeah.
And so I think sometimes we always end like with soloists or like duet trios. To end with a production was so exciting. It was like everybody in the whole place was there to watch because they had to be there for the final awards. So they really, I think, got the like congratulations and accolades that this production deserved. This whole studio did such a great job. I got to meet them last year at the same city, and I think just seeing their growth in some of their dancers was really exciting. But this production, you just have to take a look because it was fun and exciting. And Juliet fan over here.
Love.
Fangirl.
Maybe we should go to New York and watch the show.
Yep.
We should.
Broadway field trip.
Let's
Love
go.
it. Okay, well, this past week we did have a DAC Master Class with Christina Grady, who is just, if you guys know Christina Grady, on Instagram she goes by Shady Pasty. She's everything you want to be as a dancer, choreographer in person, and more. She's just, honestly, could not speak more highly of who she is. Getting to watch her, I've seen her teach a couple times. We had her come in for HDE. She's done other master classes, but I really got to watch her teach. So cool, so down to earth. And I feel like it's very cool to see a teacher build up kids in such a positive way. I feel like it was the perfect combination of all the dancers who came to join us, and it was just such a good night. I feel like vibes were so high, energy was there. Want to shout out her assistant Tia, who also killed it, and it was just so awesome. We had 8 boys, which like we never get that many boys at a DAC masterclass, and it was fun. It brought such a different energy. It was just so incredible, and she shared a little bit at the end of the class about why DAC means so much to her and kind of her family's journey battling cancer, and it's just been so cool to see her evolve. I got to meet her in 2022 as the convention IDA winner. She won the convention teacher, and that was when I got to meet her, and we've just developed a really cool friendship over the years, and to get to work with her, we've been talking about it for forever, so to finally make it happen was just so special. And then to finish the night, because she's so amazing, she had us all do the dance for Brielle. So
I saw that. It was so cute.
It was just cute. It's fun. It ended the night as a reminder of why we're all there doing what we're doing. And yeah, I feel like with DAC, there's been a lot that's happening right now, especially if you guys follow us on social media. We do our best to share all the happy moments, but inevitably we do work with people with cancer. And so there's going to be moments of sadness or grief or whatever it may be. So just to come together as a dance community and show the support that we have, and just making people smile, and just speaking about these people who are so impactful in our dance community, that's what it's about. So just thank you guys for coming out to support. I'm sure you've seen the masterclass footage out there. Please engage with it. We want to hopefully have more. If you have any teachers or choreographers that you guys are like, I'm waiting for them to announce this person, comment them down below and let us know so we can start reaching out to these people. We want to make sure that we're bringing choreographers and people that you guys want to take class with. So we always have our list of names that we're ready to go with, but I'm always curious to see what you guys are interested in. And obviously, we don't know every name under the sun.
Exactly.
So there might be some incredible people that maybe we're unaware of.
There's
so
clearly some amazing choreographers that are doing all these dances that we talk about every week. So
Literally.
let us know about them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or even if you're a choreographer at your own studio and you want to do your own little DAC Master Class to get that Hope Studio $1,000 donation, do it. It's so fun. It's so easy. I'm happy to help you set it up. And I just know we have so much fun stuff happening this summer. So just stay tuned. Make sure you guys are following all things Car, Rainbow, Ultra, DAC. Follow Refresh and get to know that brand a little bit more.
Yeah.
And if you're coming to Hollywood Dance Experience, get ready.
Get ready. It's going to be so fun.
Yeah.
I just got the itinerary.
Ooh.
We love it. And then for any of you guys who were nominated for the Industry Dance Awards this year, all of those nominees for voting go live June 23rd. So you guys have that date to immediately start sharing with your family and friends, getting those votes in so that hopefully you guys get flown out to LA and attend the IDAs. Lots of fun stuff.
Yeah,
So
literally.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
I can't
crazy.
wait.
The season's closing, but there's more exciting stuff to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's never a break. It's just a
No.
break from comp, but we always got some fun stuff lined up. So we'll see you guys on the road. Thanks for watching. Bye.